Okay, hello everyone. Good evening. How are we all doing today? Good evening. Confirm you can hear me loud and clear. Confirm you can all hear me loud and clear. Confirm that you can all hear me loud and clear. Okay, confirm you can hear me loud and clear. You can type it in the chat so that I get to see what that looks like. Confirm you can hear me loud and clear. So type it in the chat or give me a thumbs up so that I know that you can actually hear me loud and clear. Okay. Okay, loud and clear. Brilliant, brilliant. So good evening. Once again, my name is Mohammed Suleiman. My name is Mohammed Suleiman, and I am going to be your facilitator. So good thing is I didn't come here alone. All right, I didn't come here alone. I came with one of my colleagues, also an AI expert here at Tenalytics Business. And together, we will be walking you through this session. It's going to be an interesting one. You're going to see an AI agent in motion. If we have time, we'll build something exciting. Okay. I'm even still yet to decide what we'll build, but trust me, it's going to be exciting when we get into it. There are just so many AI tools. But first things first, I want to know where you are joining us from. Okay. See, I want to meet everybody on this session, and here is how. Where are you joining us from? Is this your first time joining us in this session? And why did you join? Okay, why did you join? Let me know what sector you're also joining us from. So if I were you, I would say something like Lagos. So I'm joining from Lagos, and I am from the engineering sector. If you work in the bank, you can type finance. If you're a teacher or a lecturer, you can type education. Okay. Um, I'm joining because I want an AI. I want an AI skill to get me an income increase. An income increase. Okay, so type something like this. I want to meet each and every one of you. Okay, so where are you joining us from? What sector are you joining in from? Okay, and let's go ahead. Roberta Brown, automobile sector. I love automobiles. Okay, I love automobiles. Um, so Roberta, let's talk after this session. Okay, joining out of curiosity and seeing where that heads. Fantastic. Okay, joining out of curiosity. So curiosity is good, and in this case, you would learn um fantastic stuff. Ebonyi State, engineering sector. Is it engineers we have in tonight's session? Joining because I want a skill in AI to make money. I like that. Abuja. I'm a first timer from Ibadan and also want AI skill, but I'm self-employed. Okay, fantastic. Joining from Lagos, from education sector. Aha, want another source of income. That's brilliant. Okay, in this economy, you definitely need multiple streams of income. Okay, multiple streams of income. Anambra State education sector. I want an AI skill that will get me more finance. Fantastic one. So let's keep dropping it in the session. Okay, because at the end of the day, when you look at it, whether you're from the education sector, okay, whether you are from the engineering sector, automobile sector, you're already in data analysis. You constantly have to evolve to be able to meet up with what the economy demands. Okay, the price of fuel in Nigeria now, okay, was not the price of fuel in Nigeria 5 years ago. And some people have been earning the same thing they've been earning 5 years back. No change, no increase, nothing. Okay, and guess what? You don't even have a choice. You have to stick with it. Because if you leave it, where else will you go? So many of us, and if you can relate with me, type a yes in the chat. Many of us here, you're doing the job you are doing, okay, because you really don't have any other option, do you? You really don't have any other option, to to leverage. If you had options, you probably would be in the sector you are in right now. You'd want to be in tech, you want to be in maybe oil and gas. You want to chop oil money. All right. So if we all had those options, okay, you probably won't be in the sector you are in today. And that is exactly what we've come here to discuss. Okay. What are the options you can actually create for yourself? Because guess what? You can take matters into your hands and actually create options for yourself. Okay. Where you thought there was no option. So we'll see how that pans out and, how that goes. Okay. So how do we change our situation from being optionless to being to having many other option. Okay, how do we move from being optionless to having many other options? Okay, to having many other options. So that's exactly why we are here. And that brings me to sharing my screen. So I'm going to share my screen and we go into a little bit of introduction and we get the ball rolling. But I need to know you're excited to be here. Okay, I need to know you're excited to be here. So show me a sign that you're excited to be here. You can use the chat, you can use thumbs up, it's up to you. So show me a sign that you are excited to be here. Very excited, Samuel. Fantastic. Okay, so that's a brilliant one. I am more than excited to be here as well. Okay, and let's see what we can do within the next 2 hours maximum. 2 hours maximum. Let's see what we can do. I'll also take questions. Okay, and as we are going on with the session, okay, there will be an attendance form in the chat box. Okay, there will be an attendance form in the chat box. As you can see, it's already in the chat box posted by one of my colleagues, Janet. Okay, so do well to fill out the attendance form so you get my slides, you get all the resources we'll be using across tonight's session so you don't get to miss out on anything at all. Okay, so in case if your network, fails you, all right, you still get the recordings of the session, you get my slides and every other material. Caleb is also going to come show us something. Um, Perhaps you want to get that as well. Ensure to fill out the attendance form. And once you've done that, type down in the chat as we go on. So today, you don't need to manually respond to customer DMs anymore. Okay, fantastic, Caleb. All right. So you can see Caleb is ready to fire on all cylinders. So guys, fill out the attendance form so you don't miss out on anything at all. Now, guys, you don't need to manually respond to customers anymore. You can now hire an AI agent. Okay. And I'm sure most of you will be like, what's an AI agent? All right. So an AI agent is, that AI, they used to tell us, oh, if AI is replacing humans, AI is replacing humans. That's what AI agent is. Okay. But guess the irony. Okay, somebody, iPhone, you are writing on my screen. So please, let's keep my screen neat so that we don't distract the rest of us. All right. So don't inscribe on my screen. Thank you very much. So fill out the attendance form, iPhone. Fill out the attendance form. Okay. Now, as I was saying, you don't need you don't need to, hire a human anymore. You can now hire an AI agent. Now, the irony I was going to mention is that it is somebody like you and me that builds the AI agents. So organizations are now looking for people who can build AI agents because they know that you can hire one person and the person will build several AI agents that would automate several workflows. Okay. So right now, that's what so many organizations are looking at and, are investing in. So if you know how to build an AI agent, very good for you. And if you don't know how to build an AI agent, well, thank God you are here because you'd see how that works. So a little bit about Tenalytics business. So Tenalytics business is an edtech firm, and what we do is to help businesses and individuals like yourselves to skill up in AI. Okay, it's 2026. AI is the talk of the town, okay? And one way or the other, each and every one of us has to skill up in AI. And when I say skill up in AI, it goes beyond chat GPT. goes beyond ChatGPT. Okay, being a professional in AI goes beyond ChatGPT. There are so many other tools. Okay, besides ChatGPT, you have Claude, you have N8N, you have Make.com, you have Notion AI, you have Miro AI, you have Midjourney, you have Runway. Depending on what exactly you want to achieve with the AI skill. So what we do is to provide that platform and that springboard that projects businesses and individuals like yourselves into the AI economy. Okay, so if you're ready to enter into the AI economy, you are in the right place. Again, ensure to fill out the attendance form. I said if you filled it out, type done. If you've clicked on the link in the chat and you filled out the attendance form, type done in the chat. And nobody has typed done. So except if you don't want my slides, you don't want the recording, okay, you don't want any of the materials, okay, then that's fine. But if you want it, fill out the attendance form so you don't miss out on anything, okay. Okay, aha, that's more like it. So I can see many dons now in the chat. Brilliant, that's more like it. So a little bit about myself as well. My name is Mohammed Suleiman. Like I said, I'm pushing towards a decade of experience in the industry. I've functioned as a data analyst, data scientist, and also an AI specialist. And I've had the opportunity to work with Alfa Romeo. For that lady, Roberta, that said you're from the automobile sector, you'll be familiar with Alfa Romeo. So Alfa Romeo is one of Italy's largest luxury car brands. They used to be a sister organization with Ferrari up until I think 2016, if I'm correct, when Ferrari became a standalone organization themselves. I also had the opportunity to mentor quite a number of Africans to date, okay? North of 3,000 Africans, into the tech ecosystem. I've also been a LinkedIn top data visualization voice. And guess what? I also transitioned into tech. Okay, so I had a degree, or I have a degree in mechanical engineering, but today um I just do that for fun. So I do engineering for fun today. Okay. So if you want to be able to transition as well, like myself, you are in the right session. If you're looking for remote jobs, you're in the right session. So let's get the ball rolling. What are you going to learn in today's session? Okay. It's going to hover around three main things. Okay. Three main things. So we're going to be would achieve choosing an AI career path for you. So you need to stay till the end of the session so you get to see some of the AI career paths you can get into, okay, especially the ones that are springing up very fast. And then we'll go into building an exciting project. So we'll build something together, no matter how small, okay? No matter how small, we'll build something together just to see what AI is today and the reality of what AI is. And then more importantly, how do you position yourself in the AI economy in 2026? And, we'll go ahead from there. Okay, one more time. Are we ready? Are we ready? And have you filled the form? Okay, we are 83 here. So I need to have 83 people fill out that attendance form so that I know that you are interested in getting my slides, getting all the resources that we'll be using in tonight's session. Okay. So fantastic. So ensure to fill out the attendance form and type it down in the chat once done. These people that are writing on my screen, I think I need a police officer in this session. Okay. I think I need a police officer at this point. All right. I'm considering it. Okay. That's on a lighter note. So it's 2026, like we rightly said, and there is a new reality. Okay, now this is speaking to you, whether you are a teacher, you are a banker, you work in finance, you work in healthcare, whether you're a nurse or you're a lab operator, or you're a doctor, you know, or you're an artisan and you're here and you're looking at, or you're a professional, okay, you work, you earn a salary, and you are looking at other options or you are interested in having other options, okay? then you need to know that in 2026, it's not the effort you put in anymore. It's not about how hard you're working, okay? It is how how much leverage you have. So you could be here and you're just in the wrong leverage economy, okay? And in 2026, if you want a very good leverage, it is AI, okay? It is AI. So with AI, you are in the leverage, you are in the best leverage economy to be able to capitalize on the opportunities that there is right now in 2026. Now, let's look into it. Let's zoom in a little bit. Now, Mark Zuckerberg, okay, the founder of Facebook, late last year, there was something he said succinctly, okay? So, some people heeded, some did not. But let's see, what did he say? He said that Meta is about to start grading workers on their AI skills. But let me quote Mark Zuckerberg. He said, Meta will assess employee performance by AI-driven impact starting in 2026, which means, okay, which means, all right, if you don't learn AI, leave my company. That's a subtle way of saying it. All right. In other words, he's saying if you don't have an AI skill, just leave my company. And so many other startups are following suit right now. Regardless of the job they want to hire for, they'll start asking you, what AI skills do you have? And again, like I said at the beginning of this session, when you are asked what AI skills do you have, for example, if I ask you now, what AI skills do you have? You tell me ChatGPT or Claude AI. Okay, you tell me ChatGPT or you tell me Meta AI. That is not a skill. That is an AI that I mean even 10-year-olds are using for their assignment. Okay, but when they say AI skills, it means can you build a solution for a company? Can you build solutions for individuals using AI? That is really high skills. And that's exactly what Mark Zuckerberg was talking about. And he said this November 14th, 2025, late last year. Okay. Not up to 3 months ago. The Times of India also said that McKinsey, if you don't know who McKinsey is or what McKinsey is one of the largest, if not the largest, global management consulting firms, and they are saying that everyone thinks AI will kill jobs, but guess what? AI is only reshaping how we do our work. AI will not replace us, really. Is only going to change how we do our work, and people who adapt to that change, again, regardless of the sector you're coming from, whether you're a teacher, or you're a nurse, or you work in the bank, okay, it is going to change how we work. I mean, if you're here and you're a professional and you maybe work with a company, you start seeing IT students come and some of these IT, and when I say IT, I'm talking about internship. Some of these internship guys, they come, okay, sometimes in IT, sometimes in within your own department, but they are getting some kind of preferential treatment. That's only because these guys have value to offer. Most of the time, it's one AI skill or the other. Okay, nothing more. One AI skill or the other. So if you want to level up, it's not, if you want to level up, it's not by politics these days. It's by real value because the value is ginormous. And guess what? I included the link to the full article so you can actually read it up, okay, once you get my slides. Again, ensure to fill out the attendance form if you haven't already, so that you can get my slide. Click on the link. You see the link in the chat. Janet is in here posting the link. You'll see it in the chat anytime now. So if you're just joining us, you're welcome. Okay, you've really not missed much. Okay, so you can see Blessing has posted it 2 times now. So click on the link, fill out the attendance form and type done in the chat once you have. Fantastic. So it's not just, Mark Zuckerberg and McKinsey alone. Fortune 500 is saying, and they put it straight, that if you are a professional, okay, working, and you're looking for a promotion, just go and learn an AI skill. You don't even need any other thing. Just go and learn an AI skill, and that's it. Learn an AI skill and you're good to go. All right. So, and this was November 26th, 2025. Okay, November 26th. And there are more. Gartner is saying AI will not kill jobs, but will reshape 32 million jobs in 1 year. The link is also here. You can read the full gist. HR Drive is saying nearly 4 in 10 companies will replace workers with AI. Now, when they say replace workers with AI, it's not as if AI will come and do your job, really. It is people who know how to use AI that would now be able to retain jobs, and there may not be need for so many repetitive kind of tasks anymore. So if your job is around a repetitive task, you need to start thinking about an AI skill for you to learn now. Else, you're at risk. So it always look like it's impossible to do until you actually get it done. All right. So I'm gonna share some success stories. Okay, but before then, I want Caleb to come show us an amazing project, an AI project that he built. Okay, and it's an AI customer care agent. So what does this customer care agent do? Now, instead of having to, respond to DMs, okay? Instead of having to respond to DMs, you can just have this AI agent, okay, on your socials, and it will respond to your DMs for you. So customer sends in a DM, it will respond on your behalf. Okay, now it's not just a chatbot, it can think, okay, using very complex, large language models. And the good thing is you do not have to write any code to build this. Okay. So in the next maybe 10 to 15 minutes, so Caleb is going to show us how it works. Okay. You see how it goes. And then when I come back, we'll talk about some success stories and how you can also get into the AI economy through the various opportunities that we have um, right now. So Caleb, confirm you can speak so that we get to see the amazing project that you want to show us. So hi Caleb. You can use the raise hand icon so we can easily spot you. Okay. So while Caleb is trying to, okay, so that's Caleb. All right, so that's Caleb. Okay, so I think okay, so Caleb, you are now co-host. I think you can grab the mic now. Thank you for being here today.
Yeah, good evening, Mohammed. Good evening. Good evening to everyone. It's a pleasure to have you all. So I believe you've been properly digesting everything Mohammed has been saying. So quickly for this evening, I'm just going to quickly show us a simple med assist. Okay, it's a smart AI workflow that automatically replies Telegram message for a pharmaceutical. Okay, so if you can hear me, you are excited to see that. I want you to give me a thumbs up. Please react, a thumbs up from this. Something like this. Just give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. I want to know if you're with us. Yes, that is nice. Okay. So quickly, I'm going to share my screen. Okay. I'm going to share my screen. Let me share my entire screen. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. If you can see my screen, please give me a thumbs up. You can see my screen, give me a thumbs up. Okay, so I believe my screen is visible now. Okay, so this is the AI workflow we are looking at. Okay, so it's actually an automated AI workflow where you send a Telegram message and you get a reply. Okay, so this is it somewhere around here. Where is my Telegram? So this is the Telegram message. Okay, I send it a message. Okay, and it's going to give me the replies I want. Now, what is the job of this? Okay, what is the job of this? So that you don't need to always look for someone to answer your questions. Okay, so one thing for our workflow is that the information that the AI, the smart AI, is to look into to get responses have been uploaded into it. And if I come back to my workflow, I believe you can all see my screen. Let me just confirm that. I believe you can see my screen so that I don't doesn't look like I'm just speaking. Okay. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, thank you for that. Yes, so now this is the workflow. This is the particular document. Okay, so it's a Telegram message. Then it goes into that document to search for it. It extracts the text from the document, send it into this AI agent. So the AI agent is now what smartly now answers the question and it returns a result. Now, what am I talking about? So let me go back to my AI agent. Or before I even go there, let me talk about the data. So this is the data. This is the data. So this is the information. This is the information. So the name of the company is MedFarm Nigerian Limited. Okay, so this is the official product and sales guide. Official product and sales guide. So about the company, product information, product specification, pricing and payment, accepted payment methods, ordering processes, delivery and shipping, delivery areas, delivery terms, return and refund policy, and many more. Warranty, so it goes down, customer responsibilities, communications, and whatever. So now, we already have all this inside our AI workflow, okay? So if any customer now comes, the customer doesn't need to be calling people up and down that, oh, do you have this drug? How do you deliver? How do you do this? How do you do that? How do we communicate with you? Where do you get a direct number? Where can you deliver to so place? Can you deliver? So you don't need to do that. You don't need to stress yourself, okay? So with this AI workflow I have built, I can just chat with the Telegram bot. Okay, once I chat with it, it replies me directly. So let me quickly show you that so that we don't bore ourselves. If I execute this workflow and I go back to send a message, so I want to say, I want to get information on baby products, and I want to know if it can be delivered to me in Lagos. It can be delivered to me in Lagos. So if I enter that, I'm looking to get a result. So it is running. You can see this starts running and it has sent me back a message. Everything has finished running and it has sent me back a message. You can see, thank you for your inquiry. MedFarms offer a range of baby and mother care products, which includes baby food, diapers, and maternal supplements. The price range for baby care products is typically from 1,000 to 18,000 naira, though prices are subject to current market rate. And on delivery, you can see what it's telling me. Yes, delivery is available to all local government areas within Lagos. We offer various delivery options for Lagos: standard delivery at 8,500, express delivery 3,500, same day delivery. That's what the offer. So available within Lagos mainland, Ikeja, for orders placed between 2 p.m. So these are like the information you need. As simple as that. So One of the major reasons that you're looking at this now that is not that is giving information that you need. Okay. Now, one of the major reasons that that I'm not getting each price for each product is because it is not added to the document. Okay. Normally, if we're going to do an official documentation, it will be much more cumbersome than this. And we can also have a Google sheet. Okay. So, but generally, you can get questions. You can see this is where he got those informations for. This is for delivery and shipping. You can see. Then I can still go back and ask that my AI agent again. I can go back and ask my AI agent. Now it's because it's still in the text, a text interface. I can ask it that how do I communicate with you and what else? What else? So how do I communicate with you and what are the terms? I don't know. I will check if terms and conditions are there. The terms and condition in getting this product. Okay, so I'm asking it a question, I'm chatting with it. I don't need to be making calls up and down. I don't need to wait for someone if the person is busy, if the person is free, if the person is there, if the person is not there. I don't need that. Okay, so if I come back, it has already it ran again, and you can see the result is given to me. You can see complete. You can communicate with MedFarm Nigeria through several official channels, including our company website, at this, our official business line, our verified phone numbers, which are published, and many more. Okay, these are the terms and conditions. You can see payment plan, ordering processes, delivery options, customer responsibility, return and refund policy. So you can see this. Okay, so how many of us think this is nice? You think this is good? You like this, the workflow you're seeing? What do we think? How many of us think this is nice? You can give me a thumbs up. You can give me a thumbs up. You can give a clap. You can give whatever reaction you give. Okay, whatever reaction you give, whatever reaction you give. So what do we think? If just something as simple, this is a simple workflow. I can do that with WhatsApp. I can do that with I can do that with any chat interface. Okay. In fact, I can have a customized chat interface that is what customers will see when it can be on your own website. You understand that is what customers will see. Without nobody is there. The reason why you are even saying that is not complete is that we did not add prices. So let's say we have a list of prices of all our everything we have. We will still put it there. We can bring it in as a Google sheet and it will be giving customers the prices so that they can know what they want to pay for, so that they can make their orders. You understand? So that is this is a simple workflow. And another thing you want to look at is okay. I know some people would have asked, how do this work? Okay, how do this work? So basically, it starts with the Telegram trigger. This is an anytime workflow. It starts with the Telegram trigger. Okay, so that Telegram trigger is where I send a message. Okay, then the next one is it goes into the document to extract documents using this statement here. Okay, so it sends it into this our AI agent, which leverages Google Gemini. So Google Gemini is a large language model, just like ChatGPT. So in case you hear large language models, there are things like ChatGPT and thereabouts, Google Gemini, Claude AI, DeepSeek, and thereabouts. So those are what we call chat agents. So this chat agent, this one is the brain of this agent. So this is what we rearrange the message, get the necessary information, align it properly. Okay. Then we have this simple memory. This one basically saves conversation so that I can build the next answer on previous conversations that you have had. Okay. So that is what simple memory does. Then we have an output which we pass through a node so that it can only give us just the text we want. So this is how this works, okay? This is how this works, okay? So how do you know if an order has been placed? So basically, I can also add that to the workflow, okay? I can add that to the workflow. So when an order is being placed, it will send a mail. It will send a mail to the customer center. So you can also do that. So I think that would just be that about that. Okay. So Mohammed, over to you. Let me stop sharing.
All right. Thank you very much, Caleb. Very good one. Okay. That was a very good one. I think I learned a lot as well. Now, just quickly, did you write codes? I mean, people may be wondering, you must have coded something somewhere for this to work. Did you write any codes at all? Any coding?
No, no coding, no coding. We are just dragging and dropping.
Exactly.
Okay, we are just dragging and dropping.
So imagine a world where you are just dragging and dropping, and at the end of your drag and drop, guess what? You have a fully functional AI solution. Okay? AI solution. So when we are telling you that, look, the economy now is about leverage, not efforts. It's not about going to learn how to code anymore. It's about learning what really brings value to the table. So to think that you can build something that chats with people on WhatsApp, Telegram, okay, chats as if it's a human being chatting with you without writing code is amazing. Okay. And the don't worry, you see so many intriguing stuff about it. Now, these are some people. Remember, I told you we'll talk about some success stories, and I can see so many questions in the chat. Okay. If you want to get the recording of this session, fill out the attendance form. That's the only way. Okay. Fill out the attendance form. It's in the chat. Abdullahi Abdul Malik, click the link in the chat, fill out the attendance form. That's the only way you get all the resources we've used, okay, so far in this session, including my slides and the recording of the session. Now, back to this. There are so many people who have passed through our program, but I've picked quite a few of them to talk about them. Okay. Olusegun Agbolade from the healthcare sector. Okay. And if you joined this session early enough, he gave his testimonial and he said that, okay, so he said that he didn't think he would be able to do something like this ever. That he's him too is now somebody that builds solutions for businesses. So after passing through our program, I think 1 month into the program, he was applying. He followed our instructions, so he started applying early, and all of that. And he got called up for an interview. Okay, and now works as an AI automation engineer with Dari. Okay, and he works remotely from his home. All right. So it's amazing that these things are possible for somebody who does not have any background in tech, no background, no coding background at all. Okay. To becoming a tech expert. So that's the new reality we are in 2026. You also have Ikmat. I love to talk about Ikmat because I was the one who prepared her ahead of her interview. Okay. I prepared Ikmat ahead of her interview. Ikmat was a stay-at-home mom. Okay, no tech background. She was out of job for 2 good years. She was even nursing as at the time she got her first tech job, and I didn't know until she actually got the job. And ever since I've told people that look, there is no excuse you want to give me that I'll take that you cannot get started in tech, especially now in 2026, where you really don't need any coding background or to learn coding to get started. Okay. And then you also have Ibiso Jacobs. Okay. Same story, no tech background, before joining our program. And, she leveraged our hands-on practical sessions and, she was able to move to becoming an AI automation engineer at Preston Associates in the US working remotely. No tech degree, no tech degree, no coding background, and she was able to do this. So if this set of people can do this, why not you? I mean, these people are people like you, the healthcare sector, from the education sector. Some were not even working, okay, as of the time when they opted for the program. So ensure to fill out the attendance form. It's in the chat. Samsung, you're new here. Stick around for a while. You see the attendance form in a matter of seconds now. To be in the chat, click on the link. Ensure to fill it out. That is the only way you can get to catch up on what you've missed and the remainder of the session. Okay, the remainder of the session. So give me a second for this to load. All right, so let's look back a little bit. 2025, okay? Employers were gathered and asked that, look, if you want to hire somebody, what are the core skills you are looking at? I mean, this is regardless of the position the person is coming to occupy or the job function. What are the core skills you want this person to have? Okay. And this data that you're seeing on my screen is from the Future of Jobs Report 2025. Okay. From the World Economic Forum. If you don't know what the World Economic Forum is, um, think of it as the annual general meeting of the world, but only that it's not annual. Okay. It happens, I think, every 3 years, if I'm correct. And the latest one was the one done in 2025. And it's always done looking ahead, okay, projecting into the future what is likely going to be the situation. And one of the things that are discussed is the future of jobs. Now, in that report, okay, there was a retrospective in 2025, okay, employers were asked, what are the core skills you would want your employee to have? And in the 11th position, that was where you had AI and big data. 11th position. Now, fast forward 2026 and beyond. Okay, fast forward 2026 and beyond. Okay, 2026 and beyond. AI and big data have now come to the very top. The very top. AI and big data is now on top. Okay, and by a huge margin, by a very huge margin. Why? You'd ask why. Okay, because right now you see everybody talking about AI, you see AI generated content left, right, center. The reason is because you no longer need to learn coding to do these things. In the past, before you talk about AI, you first go and learn Python. And Python is not AI, okay? It's just the language you use to code the AI. So you're gonna learn Python first. Then you now come and say, okay, I am ready to learn AI. Okay, that was the trajectory before, but now straight into learning AI and building real solutions that people can use, that businesses can use. Okay, and that's more valuable. So ensure to click the link. The attendance form is there. Okay, Oreoluwa, thank you very much for sharing the attendance form. Okay, so um. And I included the link to the full Future of Jobs report. So it's a must read. All right. It's a must read. It is I think, about 300-page plus report. So you get to see all of this information in there. So AI and data right on top, and it is growing very, very fast. Very, very fast. So imagine 3 years, 5 years down the line, do you want to still be in the category of people who are still thinking about getting into AI? Or you already want to be one of the biggest juggernauts in the AI industry? So that question is for you to get answered. So let's move on. Now, I'll let you in on, a little secret, especially if you're a Nigerian or an African, and it's about remote jobs. Okay? It's about remote jobs. So let me tell you a little bit about it. Now, recruiters abroad, okay? Recruiters abroad, they are looking at they are no more looking at only talent within their locality. They are not looking at just talent within their locality. Okay? They are looking beyond that. They are looking beyond that to hire talent that also have similar skills, even if they are not in North America or Europe. Okay? So they are looking towards Africa, and I'll tell you the reason why they are looking towards Africa. They're targeting African talent because they can get the same job done for a much less relative pay. Are we together, guys? So they can do the same job for a much less relative pay. Let me put this into perspective. In North America, for example, the average pay for a tech talent is somewhere around 90,000 US dollars. So if you actually reside in the US or in Canada, that's about what you'll be earning as a tech talent, which is very decent for someone living over there. Okay. But here in Africa, okay, they've seen that we can get people who can do the same thing, let them work remotely, and instead of paying them 90,000 US dollars yearly, we get to pay them 30,000 US dollars yearly. Now, I want you to do the mathematics. 30,000 US dollars per year. You divide it into 12, okay, and then multiply it by the Naira rate, okay? Convert it to Naira, and let me know what will you be earning on a monthly basis in Naira. Now, when you have that solution, now think about it. Compare it to where you currently are. Okay, if you're a teacher or you work, as a finance expert, or you are in healthcare, you work as a nurse, okay, or a lab technician, think about it. Compare that to where you currently are now, and then you see the margin. Even if you are taking a pay cut because you're an African living in Africa working remotely, okay, for these organizations, it's still very decent, okay, for most people. Easily, it puts you in the top 1% earners in Nigeria. Easily, you get into the top 1% earners in Nigeria. Now, the story does not stop there. In the same report, the Future of Jobs reports that we talked about earlier, employers were asked again that, look, what technology do you think will drive businesses between 2025 and 2030? And right at the very top, you have AI and information processing technologies. AI and information processing technologies. Now, this is not my data. This is straight up from the World Economic Forum Future of Jobs report. So, and what all these are pointing out is that it cannot really go wrong for you if you learn AI. Okay? Talk about the fastest growing jobs right now. AI and data are in there. And if you want to compare some of the fastest growing jobs on the left to some of the fastest declining jobs on the right, you'd see some familiar faces. Okay, you see some AI jobs on the left, some data jobs on the left, and on the right hand side, you start seeing some familiar jobs like um, telemarketer, security guards, door-to-door sales worker, claims adjuster. If you work in the, insurance firm, you get to see all of that. Okay, accounting, bookkeeping, and payroll clerk. All of those jobs are now going down the drain. Okay, so you have to upskill now to become relevant. Now, we've gotten to the big question. Now let's focus the touchlight on you. Let's focus the spotlight on you. Okay, let's talk more about you. So what career options do you have? And this is where I want each and every one of us to pay rapt attention. And if you are here, you are just joining us and you have not filled the attendance form, again, fill it out. You get the recording of this session. This session is being recorded. You'll also get the slides, these same slides that I am presenting. Okay, so you get to look at the details, you click on the links in there, and you can go ahead with that. So fill out the attendance form, so you get all the resources that we have used so far in this session. And like I said, we will build something interesting, okay? Maybe I should have even gone ahead to build it by now, but you need to fill out the attendance form because we'll still build something interesting, okay? Something interesting. I'll show you some cool projects that we will be looking at. Now, these are 6 career paths that you can get into. And for you to choose one of these career paths, it will depend on 2 things. Okay. And I'm going to tell you what each of these career paths are and who I would recommend it for. Okay. So, and by the time I go around, okay, I would have mentioned you. Now, if after we've gone across this and you still don't know which career path to go into, fantastic. Towards the end of the session, you'll be able to ask me questions and would clarify that. You can also book a one-on-one clarity session, and we can clarify that, one-on-one. Okay, so let me tell you what each of them are. So first, you have AI software and website development. As a software developer, your job is to code websites, code apps, build apps, build websites for businesses, right? And for you to do that, you have to write code, and that has not changed. You still have to write code if you want to build an app. Okay? But guess what? How do I get to fill the attendance form? It's right above your message, Abdullahi. Just click on the link in that message blessing sent, and the form is going to open for you to fill it out. Okay? I hope that answers the question. Now, if you want to know how to build apps, okay, you want to build apps or websites, you have to write codes. But guess what? Again, you don't have to write codes because AI can do the coding for you. And then you just focus on ensuring that what you are building is what you intended to build from the onset. Number two, you have AI content and video creation. Okay. Now, if you look around you, there are so many AI generated videos. Okay. Even if some people are using it irresponsibly, of course, you want to focus on using it responsibly and earn while doing so. So you can use it to build a faceless YouTube page, a faceless social media page, or even use it to create content for brands for their ads and what have you. So if that's what you want to go into, okay, especially if you're into maybe social media or something, you want to go for that career path, AI video content creation. Number three is AI automation. And this is the career path you want to go for if you want to build what Caleb built. So those of you who enjoyed what Caleb built today, you want to go for AI automation engineering. And I'm not going to overflog it, okay? Caleb has said it all. You don't need to write codes. It's just a series of drag and drop here and there. And guess what? You have a fully functional, deployable solution. You know, if you've ever done a tech course before, right? Maybe you've built something before and you've posted it, but you just built it. But have you deployed something before that people can actually use? That's the big question. Okay. So right now, that is what drives the economy. You being able to build something of value, not just saying, "Oh, I know how to do this, I know how to do this." No, can you show us something that you built that people can work with? And when you pull that up, there is no question anymore whether you are the right person to hire or not. Okay, number four, generative AI for data analytics. Now, I recommend this career path for you if you fall in one of these 2 categories I'm about to mention. Category number one is you're already a data analyst. Okay, you're already doing data analysis, or maybe you've done a data analytics course before. fine, you can take the course. Okay, especially if your plan in the long term is to remain in that sector. So I saw somebody earlier today saying, "Oh, I'm in the data analytics sector." Fantastic. So if you want to keep up in that sector, then you go for generative AI for data analytics. Again, the form has been made available in the chat just now. It's the last message that was sent. Click on the link, fill out the attendance form if you haven't already. Now, category number two that you can fall in before you can go for generative AI for data analytics is you don't have any data analytics background. But guess what? Before today, you've always had it in mind that, look, I want to do data analytics. I want to do data analysis. Okay? I want to do this data analytics stuff. If you've had that in mind before now, okay, and you still have that in plan, it's still very strong in your mind to do, then you want to go for AI for data analytics. Okay, and it's essentially data analytics, but on steroids. Okay, and the steroids are what? AI. So AI makes the process faster. Okay, I was in a session earlier today, with a company, Name Insurance. Okay, name insurance. And I was walking their employee through how they can use Excel Copilot to analyze data. You would not even, we didn't even have, we did not need to open the data set to look at it before we analyze the data. It's amazing what you can do now. Just upload your data and start chatting with it. And guess what? Charts will be popping out with insights. Okay, and I show them exactly how to do that. All right, so if you want to be able to do that with data analytics, and also, of course, in this course, we'll also, take you through some of the basic data analytics. So in case you don't have any background before, you're still good to go. All right. And then you have AI for business analysis and project management. AI for business analysis and project management. Now, if you've done anything around project management or business analysis in the past, okay, or you've not done at all, but your goal is, look, I want to be in the business analysis space or the project management space because they're very closely related. So we merged both together. Okay, then you can go into this particular career path. Now, what's the difference? What is the, or what do you get in AI for business analysis and project management? Okay, so now, if you currently work as a project manager or a business analyst, you probably are doing things manually. Okay, your project requirements is manual, your tracking is manual, documentation is manual, everything is just manual. Okay, but now some of those popular tools you may or may not know, like Notion, ClickUp, Miro, Trello, Jira, all of them now have AI in them. So now you have Jira AI, you have Miro AI, you have ClickUp AI, you have Asana AI, okay, and all of that good stuff. Okay. And then you also have AI for HR analytics. Now, the AI for HR analytics is specifically for those who are in here and are in HR. Okay. Now, it is very similar to data analytics. In fact, you would use very similar tools to those in data analytics. The only difference is that you would do a little bit more of HR data, okay? HR use cases, while the data analysts are focusing on generic data, okay, data from different, um, you know, different departments, different use cases, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that is the case about that. Okay, Tulu Animi probably joined in late. Okay, like I said, you don't need machine learning. You don't need to be the one to go and learn machine learning anymore to build a solution, a working solution. So you don't need Python. Okay, if you want to go into machine learning, then you need to go and learn coding, you learn Python, and all those other stuff for you to get started in machine learning. But these days, you can leverage some of the most powerful AI models in the world right now, from OpenAI to Claude to DeepSeek, to Grok and the likes. You can leverage these models without writing any single line of code. Just drag and drop and you're good. Again, guys, if you're just joining us, fill out the attendance form. Fill out the attendance form. All right. So I'll just go into them, a little bit, just show you what the curriculum really looks like. Okay. So with vibe coding, okay, you start from the foundation, okay, and then you move to PRD, you move to building your first website, you deploy it, you build an app, build an even more heavier app, and then go into building a CRM or a brand, and then you do your capstone project. Okay, within 8 weeks, you are done. You learn how to use AI to build apps and websites. AI like Lovable, Git, Notion, Claude, Vercel, Supabase, Netlify, Cursor, and so on and so forth. So many tools that you use in conjunction. Then you also have AI video content creation. It also starts from the foundation and you work your way up to building social media automation. Okay, social media automation. So social media automation. All right. Now, you also have AI automation engineering. We discussed this extensively already. So you want to be able to automate manual processes. Okay, you create AI agents. This is the program to go for. And guess what? It also starts from the foundation. Okay, again, I want to stress it for one last time. If you've not filled out the attendance form, click on the link, fill it out now. So you get my slides, you get the recording of this session and every other resources. Okay, then you also have AI in data analytics. Okay, and as you can see, you start from the foundation of data, you go to Excel and Copilot, Power BI and Copilot, enterprise AI analytics tools like Microsoft Fabric, and then you also get to use modern AI data analytics tools like Quadratic AI, Julius AI, Zebra AI, and even Bricks AI. And you can Google this thing right now and see how it works. Okay, pending the time you start your program. Just type Bricks AI and enjoy. Okay, enjoy. So um you also have generative AI for business analysis and project management. Like I said, project management requires project management tools like ClickUp, Notion, Asana. But right now, all of them, it is now ClickUp AI, Asana AI, Notion AI, Jira AI, and so on and so forth. And you also get to learn a little bit of automation using N8N, just like an automation engineer. So you can also learn how to automate one or two processes. And last but not the least, you have AI for HR analytics. Like I said earlier, if you're here and you're in HR or you want to learn how to use data analytics inside of HR, okay, and also AI inside of HR, this is the program to go for. Okay, this is the program to go for. Now, before I go into this particular chart that you're seeing here, okay, I want us to quickly build something, just something real quick. Okay, let's build something really quick. Let's build something very quickly. Let's build something really quick. Let's see what we can build. Let's see what we can build. Let's just build something, nothing too technical, okay? Nothing too technical, just something interesting, and we can talk about it. Okay? Just something interesting, and we can talk about. Somebody give me a topic. Just give me a topic, something trendy right now. Something trendy. Please, somebody, real quick. Let's be fast about this so that we can go on to how you can position yourself, because that's exactly what we have next. So I want us to build something together. Somebody suggest me what's trendy right now. What's trendy right now? 50 cents. 50 cents is no more trendy now. 50 cents. That's old news. Okay, that's old news. All right. What's trending right now? Who knows what's trending right now? I think it's more about Nigeria, um, more about more about social media tax. Okay, so let's take the tax law. Elon Musk. What's Elon Musk trending for? Okay, Epstein files. Okay, you want us to do something around Epstein file? People are voting Epstein file. Should we do Epstein file? Are you sure? Are you sure you want to go down that lane? Okay, so I'll leave you guys. You do the Epstein file by yourself. Okay, let's do something on tax. Okay, let's talk about something that is more focused on Nigeria. Okay, later on we can play around with Epstein files. All right. So Cynthia, you're writing on my screen. You want me to bring in a policeman? I'll bring in a policeman now. Okay. So let's not go Epstein files. Okay. Let's look at Nigerian tax law. Why are people pushing back? Okay. So let's start with Perplexity. Let's start with Perplexity AI. How many of you have heard of Perplexity AI? How many of you have heard of Perplexity AI? How many of us here have heard of Perplexity AI or you use Perplexity AI? So Perplexity AI is fantastic for research. Okay, it is fantastic for research. Okay, Perplexity. Let's search it out again. Perplexity. Okay. Yeah, so this is actually Perplexity. So www.perplexity.ai. So search perplexity.ai. That'll give you a more accurate result. So Perplexity. So let's visit Perplexity. Now, what are we going to say? We're going to use Perplexity, okay, um, to just do a brief research on what's really going on about the Nigerian tax law and why are many Nigerians pushing back. Okay, why are many Nigerians pushing back? Why is there even a sort of misalignment, when within the government themselves when it comes to the Nigerian tax law. So I'll say, tell me about the Nigerian tax law. Okay, tell me a story. Tell me a story. Okay, I want it to be exciting. So tell me a story about the um latest latest Nigerian tax law, okay, and why the citizens are pushing back. Also, talk about the misalignments. Let's talk about the misalignments within um the government, within the government um officials regarding secret changes, okay, made after the bill was passed. Okay, after the bill was passed. Okay, so we ask Perplexity AI. So Perplexity would then go on the internet and look for information, okay? And it's gonna bring everything together and it's gonna look at these are the sources, okay? I think four sources here. So four sources to bring this out. Look at some other sources. So it's very great for research, very great for research. Okay, so let's just skim through. Nigeria's Nigeria Tax Act 2025 signed into law June 2025 and effective January 1st, 2025 has sparked major controversy amid public protest, allegations, and all that. The tax reform story unfolds. So, talk about tax reform. Citizen fears pushback. Ordinary Nigerians already reeling from inflation and high living costs view the reform as anti-people and punitive. So a lot of people push back. Government misalignment exposed. So they said key alleged secret alteration include lowered reporting threshold to snag more taxpayers, a new 20% deposit rule for tax appeals, and all of that stuff. So, but what do we want to do with this really? So we are going to build a presentation. Okay, we're going to build a presentation, something exciting, okay, something out of the ordinary. So let's say, for example, you're in content creation and all of that. You can copy all of that. I'll just copy all that story and I'll come to Notebook LM. Okay, Notebook LM is built by Google. Okay, so this is Notebook LM. I've been using Notebook LM, so I have a lot of projects. So I'll just create a new notebook. Okay. Now, inside of Notebook LM, we would provide that thing that we copied now from Perplexity AI as a copied text. Let me zoom in a little bit so you get to see it. So you paste it as a copied text. So I'll click on copy text and paste it. So this is going to be my data source now. That will now be my data source. Okay, it is my data source, and you can see in Nigerian tax source. So I can actually chat with that information. All right, I can chat, ask questions about the information that is here in the source. But the most interesting thing about it is I can create a slide deck, a fantastic slide deck. So let's quickly do that um, in the next 5 minutes. So I can just click on the slide deck and it will start creating it. But I want to be specific about what it should do to the slide deck. So I'll click on this pencil sign, okay, and come here and say something like, create a comic style, visually engaging slide deck of the Nigerian, of the latest Nigerian tax act and the drama around it. So it's going to create like a comic book. So it's going to turn all of this into a comic book, and you see how interesting this is. Okay, you see how interesting this is. Okay, a comic style story. Let me say a comic style story. So with visually engaging comic style story, visually engaging slide deck of the latest Nigerian tax laws. As simple as this. Okay, as simple as that. And I click on generate. And all I need to do is to wait a couple of minutes. Okay, I wait a couple of minutes. All right. Somebody's asking, is there AI for executive assistants? Assistants. You joined late, Cynthia. It's obvious you joined late. Okay. Somebody said I can barely see my screen. Don't worry. By the time it's done creating the solution, you'll be able to see it. I'll share it. So you can see it is generating slide deck now. It is generating the slide deck. Okay. So we just need to wait a couple of minutes. All right. So while we're waiting a couple of minutes, I will just show I will just show. So Cynthia, when did you join? Tell us when you joined, okay? And I'll tell you uh what what that is, okay? So AI for executive assistants, you're talking about AI automation engineering. All right. But let us go ahead. Now, while AI is designing the slide, let us talk about this package. We call it the employability package here at Analytics Business. What is this all about? Let me tell you. Now, it is not enough for you to learn a technical skill to get a job. Okay, again, we're in 2026, so the strategy is quite different. Remember, it is leverage and not effort. If you learn something new, you learn a skill, okay, um, you can't translate it into a job unless you get number one, CV review. You have to standardize your CV, okay? Get a template. So we would give you a template to work with, and then you would customize your own CV based on that template so that your CV is ATS standard. Number two is LinkedIn optimization. Okay, LinkedIn optimization. And this is the point where I love to share my LinkedIn profile link with you in the chat. So I'll share my LinkedIn profile. with you guys. So you can visit my LinkedIn profile. And whatever you see there, that is a typical example of what your LinkedIn profile should look like if you are on LinkedIn and you are, actively seeking for opportunities. Okay. So your LinkedIn profile has to be polished. Okay. You have to constantly be posting. All right, to get the right set of attention. Number three is navigating the job market. Navigating the job market. Where and how should you apply to jobs? So we'll show you some of these platforms so that you can get the strategy of how to apply to these jobs. Number four, interview preparation. Currently, there is a participant I'm currently preparing for an interview. Okay, she has scaled through the first level. She's going to the second level tomorrow. Okay. And this is something you get even after your program has officially ended. Okay. Many other training firms don't want to have anything to do with you after your training has ended. But guess what? You get prepared for an interview, whether you're still in the program or you have finished the program. Okay. Number five is job reference letter. We allow you use Tenalytics business on your CV and on your LinkedIn as part of your current or previous experience. That allows you to always come back to us whenever you need a reference letter. And guess what? We'll help you provide a compelling reference letter to ensure that you secure that offer. Number six, you have on-the-job support. Okay, I think that's pretty much self-explanatory. So, um, but what it is at the beginning stage of your new job, it is expected that you may need some help. You may or may not need some help. So, but we ensure that we make ourselves available should you need any help. Number seven, you have weekly mentorship sessions during the program. This is where we get to discuss fantastic topics like, imposter syndrome, how to introduce yourself in an interview, how do you, how do you, how do you, negotiate a salary in an interview, and so many other tips and tricks, that you need in your journey. And then you also have Upwork optimization. Okay, so for those of you who are looking at freelancing means you don't want to work 9 to 5, you just want to be on your own, and you do projects and get paid, then that's Upwork. A lot of people say, oh, Upwork is very competitive, and that's because information is very deficient, okay, at that end. Upwork has its own strategy. If you treat Upwork the way you treat LinkedIn, you will not get results. So again, ensure to fill out the attendance form if you haven't already. Ensure to fill out the attendance form if you haven't already. It's in the chat, click on the link, fill out the attendance form so you get all the resources that we've used so far. Now, the program itself is for 2 months. Okay, 100% online. Classes are during the weekend, Saturdays or Sundays. Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. For 3 hours, you work on projects, you work on practicals. Same thing Sunday, but 2 to 5 p.m. on Sundays. Weekdays, we meet with you, but not practical classes, just to check up on you, to ensure that you're on the right pace, you're on the right track, and you can get to ask questions. Tuesdays, 9 to 10 p.m., you get to ask questions in what we call support session. Your facilitator will be there. You'll be able to ask questions and clear out gray areas. All right. You also have Thursday, 9 to 10 p.m., where we go over your mentorship session, which I talked about earlier. Now, when all is said and done, you get a certificate that is accredited by the ACTD, the American Council of Training and Development, that adds more gravitas to your certificate. Okay, so with that certification, okay, you have the bragging right of the American flag in your tech journey. Okay, so that is that about that. Now, these are some of the job boards that you can apply. Okay, these are some of the job boards you can apply on: Flex Jobs, Work Remotely, Remote Code, Remote OK, Jobspresso, we work remotely, Remotive, Well Found, um, Crossover, Micro1.ai, Upwork. The list is very long. I even mentioned some that are not even in the slide. So that's just to show you that it's a very long list. This is Pavel, from a teacher to a tech professional. What did he do? He learned, he packaged, and then he applied to jobs. Okay? Bukola did the same. What did she do? Learn, package, and apply. So these three things, very, very important. You can't miss out on any one of them if you want to get real results. Same as Ene. What did she do? She learned, package, applied, and she got her very first tech job. Judith did the same. Okay. From a non-tech background to getting a tech um skill, getting a first tech job rather. Okay. Now the big question is, how can you get started? Okay. And you can start your journey today. You can start your journey today. How many of you here are ready to know how to get yourself started? Because um I don't know whether to use the word unfortunately, only a few people will be able to get started today. Okay, and I'll tell you how to get started today. Are you with me? I'll tell you how to get started today. Okay, and there is one thing I want to also mention. You cannot be here. Okay, you can't be here and you've heard all the things you've heard today. You've seen all the things we've built. Oh, there's something we are building. You did not even remind me that there's something we are building that we need to check on. You did not remind me, guys, that we're building something and you've not checked whether it's done. Because guess what? It is done. Can you see the phantom tax? Should we look at it before I then tell you how you can get started? Because you can't learn all these things today and you don't do anything about it. You don't take any action. You just listen and then that's it. Okay? So let us look at what we have been able to generate using AI. So in a matter of minutes, in fact, I even forgot that it was something that AI was doing for me. Okay, we've been able to build this. Okay, the phantom tax, the mystery of Nigeria's 2025 Act, issue number 1, effective January 1st, 2026. Okay, so reform, resistance, and the law that rewrote itself. So let's go down. Let's see. The setup, a promise of relief. Nigeria, mid-2025. Inflation is high, the nation waits. June 2025, the president signs Nigerian Tax Act. Okay, streamline the system. Okay, this is the Aso Rock, right? Is this supposed to be Aso Rock down here that I'm seeing? Fantastic. So AI knows how Asorok looks like. All right, expand the tax base, replace outdated laws. Okay, the script we thought we were following. Exemptions, okay, for earners under 800K annually. All right, modernization, digital system like pay as you earn, and progressive rates, so capped at 25%. This was what we thought. But Act 2, the plot twist. Okay, early 2026, implementation looms, but the story is changing. Like a thriller where the signed script gets rewritten backstage, whispers of secret changes begin to circulate. Okay, the discovery of the double, accusations flying here and there, and then um um set the dragnet, okay, reporting threshold. So there was a lot of back and forth here. And exhibit B, the paywall to justice. Appeals desks pay 20% deposit upfront. Okay, I have to pay to prove I don't owe you, that kind of stuff. All right. So this is what it really means. All right. So warrantless arrests, the muscle. So the Gazette text grants expanded enforcement powers. The tax authority gains police-like power without judicial oversight. So these were rumors of some of the changes that were made that um that sparked controversies. Okay, the dollar disconnect, the constitutional breach, the streets talks back, people are protesting, the about women's riots, and all of that. So quite a lot of things here. Imagine see Nigeria in a vice, in a table vice, a bench vice. Oh my God. Okay. So I mean, what a country we find ourselves in. Okay. But can you see how AI has turned that into a captivating story? Once you start page one, okay, once you start page one, to you want to finish it. You want to finish it to the last page. So I'll also be sharing um this with you guys. Okay, I'll be sharing this with you guys once you fill the attendance form. So it's a part of the resources that will be shared with you once you fill the attendance form. Let me download it immediately so that I don't forget to share with you. Someone said, can you tell us once again the name? Notebook LM, Notebook LM. So it's built by Google. Okay, it's built by Google, so you can check that out. Okay, now how can you how can you start today? Okay, and like I said, only a few people will be able to start. So the class starts March 7th, 2026. Okay, March 7th, 2026. March 7th, 2026. And guess what? You can get early access to CV and you can get early access to CV and LinkedIn optimization. Okay? How many of you here wants to get early access to CV and LinkedIn optimization? Okay? So over the weekend, I personally will take you through your CV. So once you make your registration now and you lock in your spot, the next thing would be to revamp your CV and your LinkedIn profile immediately. Who is in for that? So that I walk you through step by step on how to get that done. Type I in the chat so that I know that you are ready to that take that spot. Okay, Samuel. Now, only people who respond. Those are the people I'm going to be addressing. Okay, only people that respond are the people I would actually be addressing. So if you don't respond, you are saying, Mohammed, count me out. Okay, and I mean, you can't have listened to all the things we've talked about so far. And like I said, you don't do anything about it. This is the period to take action. This is when you take actual action. Okay, now let me walk you through. Like we said, there are 6 career paths that you can get into: AI software development, AI video content creation, AI automation engineering, um, AI for data analytics, AI for business analysis and project management, AI for HR analytics. Now, I want you to listen very carefully. I want you to listen very carefully. I want you to listen very carefully because only 20 people. Ibitoye, you are writing on my screen. Is it because I've not brought in a policeman to this session? That's why you're writing on my screen. I'll consider bringing in a policeman. Okay. So, like we said, Cynthia, if you're an executive assistant, you want to look at air automation engineering, okay? Virtual assistants are very quickly being replaced right now, okay? So let me talk about the 20 people, okay? And then we'll come back to you, Cynthia. So 20 people will be able to benefit from the offer that gets you the early access to CV revamp and LinkedIn optimization. That's 2 in 1. You get a CV revamp and LinkedIn optimization over the weekend. Okay. Now, first off, without any discount. So if you're not interested in the discount, okay, the normal price is 250K without any discount. Okay. So this is what majority of the people are going to go for. 250,000, you get access to all the things that I've mentioned. But if tonight you want to get the discount, one of the discount spots, okay, you can be one of the 20 people to get this discount. And you have only a period of 24 hours, okay, maximum to lock down your spot this discount. So anyone that comes first, if we get 20 people tonight, that's it, it's closed. If tonight maybe 10 people takes it, then 20 after 24 hours, it is closed. Okay, so anyone that comes first, either 20 people first or 24 hours. Okay, if you want to get the discount, you have three options. Option number one is 150,000 naira. So instead of 250K, you get to pay just 150,000 naira, and you can do that in three installment package. 50K now, 50K first week of March, and then 50K first week of April, and you're good to go. Option number two is two installments of 70,000 naira, which equates to 140,000. So you get more discounts going for the two installments. So 70K now and 70,000 naira first week of April latest. Okay. And finally, if you want to pay one time, you get even more discount. Okay, 120,000 naira one-time payment, and you are good to go. You get everything that I've talked about, and this weekend you start benefiting. You get your CV revamped and your LinkedIn optimized, even before the program gets started. Okay, there are two ways you can pay. You can pay online via tenalyticsbusiness.ca. So you go there, you can pay online. You want to use your card details or you want to use transfer online, you can do that. If you want to do a direct transfer though, you can use the account details on the right-hand side of my screen. Coda Bank account, Tenalytics, Data and Strategy, 3002-668-546. Okay. And once you've done that, you send me a DM ASAP. You can send me a DM on 0701 957 8847. 0701 957 8847 or 0802 512-1729 or 0703-215-8619. So any which one works. 0701-957-8847. I'll repeat 0701-957-8847 or 0802-512-1729. I'll repeat 0802-512-1729 or 0703-215-8619. So you shoot me a DM immediately after your payment. It's in the chat box, okay? It's in the chat box, all right? Those are the messages sent in the chat box by Janet, Blessing, and those are my team members. So look at their messages. That's it, TC. So once you've made the payment, ensure to send us a DM ASAP because the slots are counting already. The slots are counting already. Okay? The slots are counting already. So if you've secured your slot, also type secured in the chat so that I can personally congratulate you on securing a spot. Okay? And let me know which discount option you went for. So we will tell you how to get set for your CV revamp and LinkedIn optimization coming up this weekend. That's just, to get it started immediately. Okay. So this is the point where I'll take questions. Okay. I'll take questions. Questions. If anybody wants to ask a question, you can use the React button. Okay. Use the React button. Click on React, click on raise hand. You raise your hand like this, and I would ask you to unmute and you're able to speak. And then you can get answers. Okay, you can also drop your questions in the chat box, whichever one works for you. Okay, yeah, you can type it or you can speak to me. I like having conversations. Okay, so while I'm waiting for somebody to raise their hand, I'll take questions in the chat. Victor says, can the question be typed? Yes, in capital letters. You ask the question in capital letters, I would answer you in capital letters. Yes. Joy says, is it vital to undergo all the listed skills? No. No. Choose one and go for that one, please. Okay. If not, you find yourself in a situation where you're just learning, learning, learning. And that's exactly what we want to avoid. Okay. So you pick one and you tread that path. Okay. Some people have pleaded to take two courses, some even three. Okay. But we personally do not encourage, you know, you just taking all the courses. Okay. Yeah, we know it's cheap, but I mean, that's not the point. Okay, pick one and you tread that path, Joy. So let me know which one you've picked and ensure to send us a DM ASAP. The number again is so the account number you can see on the screen 3002 668 546. That is the Koda Bank account. You send a DM to 0701 957 8847. Okay. How long is the three installments? Like I said, Ademola, 50K now, 50K first week of March, and 50K first week of April. So you can spread it from now till April. Ademola, I hope I answered the question. And have you secured your spot already? Because people are already securing their spot. Remember, only 20 people maximum. Okay? Only 20 people maximum. And if that 20 people is hit this night, that's it. Or first, I mean the 24 hours, okay, from now the discount is closed and it's off the table. So let me see, are there any other question? I'm interested in two. That's the Car Girl Autos. Oh, the Car Girl Autos Limited. That's interesting. You're interested in two, right? So which one have you, I mean, which one are you going for first? And have you secured your spot? Okay. Victor said, can the payment be made more flexible? You pay on the first week of the training. Okay. Yeah, you can pay on the first week of the training, but you pay just prepare to pay a total of 250K. If that works for you, that's fine by us also. Okay, so you're paying first week of the training, 250K total is what you're going to be paying. If that's fine by you, that's absolutely fine by us as well. Just before I hit send, can you also break down the learning phases, like days of the week? Okay, probably you came late, the car girl. Okay, let me go back to that. So it's 2 months, 100% online, Saturdays and Sundays. Saturdays 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Um, Sundays 2 to 5 p.m. Okay. And we meet with you during the week, but not practical classes like during the weekends. Just the weekday session is just to check on you to see how you're doing and whether there are any issues you're facing and all of that. So we have the support session 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Tuesdays, and then we have your mentorship session 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. on Thursdays. Okay. So I hope that answers your question, the Kaggle autos. Um, all right. So Cynthia is saying, how about people that want to wait for salary week? So how many people are you talking about, Cynthia? Let me know how many people you're talking about, and then I answer your question. Tito said, interested in option one. Which one is option one now? Is it 150K or 120? I mean, we have different perspective. If you say option one, okay, some people think it's 150K, others think it's 120. So which one? And have you secured your spot yet, Tito? If you haven't, guess what? Time is running out. Okay. Um, just 20 people are getting this. Godwin says, is it compulsory for one to undergo AI foundation before making a choice on what one wants to do? When you say AI foundation, what does that mean? And Godwin, it's obvious that you came late. Prove me wrong. Did you come early to this session or you came late? Type it in the chat. Did you come late to this session? You came a little bit late. Just a tiny little bit late, right? Just a little bit, not too late, but a little bit, right? Because we talked about this earlier during the session, okay? And we said that it's a case of the curriculum itself start from the foundation. So you don't really need any foundation. What you really need is clarity. Okay. And you can get clarity. So if you want to speak with me one-on-one, that's absolutely possible. Okay. But we can do that on Monday. Okay. And by Monday, okay, today is Wednesday. Okay, we can talk Okay, you're talking about yourself. Salary week. So you can wait for salary week, that's fine. But again, just know that the discount is off the table. Okay, the discount is off the table for salary week. Okay, Cynthia. All right. Um, okay, Tita said 150K. All right, that's fine. You can go for it. Take 50K now. So the car girl content creation and video AI engineering. All right, fantastic. Two, that's good. So go ahead, secure your spot, and let's celebrate you. Salary people can indicate, please, I'm one. Victor, what are you doing? You want to turn to VDM on this call? Okay. We don't want VDMs on this call, though. Victor. Okay, let's be practical. Okay, Victor said I came late. You can see it's obvious. From your question, I was able to identify you because, we talked about this earlier. All right. So if you are one person, if you are here, let me give something to those for salary, just to help those for salary, waiting for salary week. Okay, the only way depositing, making a deposit rather today, even if it falls outside what any of the options here, as long as you deposit something, okay, and you indicate that you're a salary earner, okay, then we can have a conversation on the discount. But anything outside that, okay, you can as well forgo the um discount and just prepare yourself for 50K. Okay, so make a deposit, all right, um, and then we can have a conversation. Okay, I came late, almost the end of the class. Kingsley, you came late. Fantastic. So I don't know. Kingsley, fill out the attendance form at least so you get the recording of the session. You can go over it again. Okay. Cynthia, I say salary. Is it that salary people should indicate? Because indication is not an action. Okay. Making a deposit is the real action. So take the actual action that will change your story. Okay. If you indicate, you indicate. All right. So imagine you are driving now on the road and then you turn on your indicator, but you don't actually make the turn. Is it the indicator that will make the turn for you, or you steering the car to that turn? Think about it. Okay. Think about what I just said. So take the real action. Okay. It's good you're indicating, but you want to actually take action. Okay. You want to take actual action. Okay. You want to take actual action. You want to take actual action. So, um, let me see if there's any other question. Salary week. So, Kingsley, how much are you depositing? Okay. Victor, we are appealing. So I've given you a flexibility, Victor. Okay. Secure your spots with your own preferred deposits. Okay. Let me know what that is first, though, so that I know if it works. Okay, so what deposit do you want to make? And I'll tell you if it works. So type it in the chat. Let me know what you want to deposit. And I'm gonna tell you if that works. So to people who have secured their discount and sent a DM, congratulations. These are your flowers. Okay. Like I said, you have just 24 hours, or the first 20 people, anyone that comes first, the discount is off the table. Okay, the discount is off the table. So let me see. Are there any other questions before I go? Um, I'm a woman of 56 years, interested in AI video content creation, but I don't have money at all. Well done and God bless your hustle. All right. I don't know. You're a woman of 56 years old. Do you have anyone who can, support you on this? Okay, usually, there should be someone that can help you. Maybe you can discuss with the person. If you want me to discuss with the person as well on your behalf, I mean, I can make myself available to do that for you. Okay, so ensure to, uh, just contact us. You have the phone number 0802 512 1729. The car girl, lastly, is a laptop needed? Absolutely. Okay. So you can actually use a phone, but we do not recommend using a phone because the experts that are going to be teaching you are going to use a laptop and you will be required to also follow suit. Okay. On the job, you would prefer to use a laptop than your phone. So this is not a program where you use uh, um a phone and then you say, oh, when you get a job, you then use a laptop. Okay. So, okay. Can we see what we learn AI automation, AI video content creation? So Joseph, you sent me a DM. All right. If you are still here, just send a DM to one of the phone numbers I've provided, and they'll send you the brochure. Okay. Probably you came in a little bit late and you missed that part. Can someone without a laptop also participate? Um, it will be better to find a way to get a laptop, okay? Whether you borrow a laptop from a friend, a family member, you can use a phone, but I don't recommend a phone. And I've told you the reason why I'm not recommending using a phone, okay? So for Joseph and Jibril, I hope I've answered the question as well. Okay? Your phone number again. Okay, so I'm just gonna paste it up. So I'll paste it now. Three phone numbers. I'll paste three phone numbers, send a DM to any of them to get answers. Okay, you can reach me via any of them. Okay, so that's the first one, that's the second one, and this is the third one. Okay, so send a WhatsApp DM and you are good to go. Okay. All right, Bolahon secured the two installments of 70K. Absolutely fantastic. Let me clap for you, Bolahon. Okay, ensure to send a DM ASAP so that we can, slate you in for the weekend CV review and um, LinkedIn optimization. Okay, so slate you in for the weekend CV review and Upwork optimization. All right. Okay. Fantastic. Okay, Joseph, you said thank you. Okay, all right, fantastic. You're welcome. I hope you've secured your spot as well. You can let me know so I can also celebrate you. Okay, so what else? I think we're good to go, right? We can close for today, and I hope to see each and every one of you in class come March 7th. Okay, in fact, I want to see each and every one of you this weekend so we can do the CV review and optimization for all of you, okay, who secured the discount tonight. All right. So Donald Anozie, including you, okay, and I hope you learned one or two things. For you to be here at this time, okay, it shows you are interested. So take action. That's the main thing. Take action. Don't just listen to something that's fantastic and you're like, okay, I'll just listen to it. It really doesn't align like that. So take action. Action builds momentum. Okay, so till we meet again, it is good night tonight. Cheers, guys, and have a wonderful, wonderful night.